very, very, very well. And I want it to continue, please. We still have heroes of Basse around, and we wish to celebrate them. Thank you so much, Fatmata.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Actually, I will start by saying this is a learning point for me today. As a young person that is so very, very young, being in the midst of people of higher caliber that are well recognized within URR, out of URR, and out of the country. So I would say this is an honor as a young person to be here today. And I'm here to present a poem about what brought us here today, celebrating someone that has left a legacy, that have left history for us to learn from. And the title of the poem is The Statue of Reality, and it reads, Others called him a teacher, those whose lives he had changed, those whom he had baked fully, those whom he had transformed from bad to good. Others called him a social mobilizer, those whom he had entertained, those whom he had organized and got the deal done, those whom he had patronized and changed their mindset. Others called him a soccer enthusiast, those whom he had chaired, those who followed him in the URR Regional Youth Committee, those whom he made sure did the right thing. Others called him a referee, those who saw him administering the diet matches to handle, those who saw him in the neat uniforms in the center of the field. Others called him a disciplinarian. Oh yes, he raised up the #1 citizen of this country. He raised up the first lady of this country. He raised up all those that were under him. He controlled and raised up all those that were under him. But you know what? He made sure he gave them all their right dues. So the epitome of this, so the narration of this epitome of rectitude and fortitude continues. He was a statue of nobility and modesty, a replica of truth and justice. He was a true son of Basse, a crest of Upper River region, a torch whose light shall never be switched off, a man who contributed to the development of Basse, a man who left a legacy that shall forever be remembered. This is the man, late Mr. Musa Gunde Jallow, whose trust fund is launched on this day, which
very noble cause. We thank the Kunda VDC under the leadership of Koto Malafi Sanyang and the entire Kunda community. Wonderful gesture. Next on the program, we have a statement from the Musa Jallow Foundation scholarship beneficiary, somebody who has benefited from the foundation when he was doing his training in the tertiary institution. It is no other than Mamadou Ehedba.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, Koto Abubakar, to all the dignitaries and people present in this hall. Welcome you all. No satisi sukawiyama yo woli yesomobe, but I'll do my best to make sure I say what I'm supposed to say. But again, they say old age is wisdom. So when you're with the elders as a young person, you learn, grow, and become hopefully more than they've become, because that's what every elder prays. Before I speak on behalf of the beneficiaries, I just want to say one thing. Minko Bubakar Kapinta woni babengang te atelier babengang on the carpentry workshop kaka galle late Uncle Musa Jallow wono. And I'm proud to say, because he was able to provide that space for my dad to carry out his skills, my dad was also able to train other people who are now good carpenters in town. So imagine Simeng Hebano space for my dad to do carpentry, and he is able to provide fish money. Minano space got the Hebotako, but it would have been tough. And we are grateful for that. And moving on to give my statement, I'll say I'm the brain behind the foundation. Brain wano honno, because komi woni force bit domo be wadi sponsor to get access to complete my HND in public and environmental health at the Gambia College, which I completed last year. So for that, I am grateful to the foundation, because without the foundation, it would have been difficult for me to complete my HND. Because we all know, if you come from this part of the country, when you go to Combo and want to study, if you don't have support for tuition fee, you're thinking about transport, you're thinking about feeding, and for somebody at my age who's married and have a young family, the journey would have been really tough. And at some point, I may have even fallen out and focused on other things. But thanks to them, I was able to complete that academic dream, and alhamdulillah, last year I graduated with credit, and I'm grateful to the foundation for that. And I also want to let everyone present here know that currently we have 2 students that are going to university. One of them is a native of Kunda, and the other student we are sponsoring, it's one of her parents that came from URR. So just to say, we are not just sponsoring someone who was born or who is born in URR. I'm not saying Basse because I want that misconception to be clear that it's not about Basse, it's about Upper River region. So starting from Saremangson down to Bolibana, if you are from any of these communities, or one of your parents come from this region, you are free to apply to the foundation. And if you're successful through the board selection that we do, we'll be happy to sponsor you. And one of the students that we are sponsoring, like I said, who one of their parents came from URR, is currently in her 3rd year doing BSc in nursing. And we are hoping if she completes, if she is posted in URR, because part of the criteria, she should be happy to come and serve this region. So that is one way we are also bridging the gap to encourage people to come back home and serve. The other student that we are sponsoring is in her 2nd year doing BSc in economics. And at some point, I understand she's also going to venture into AAT or CAT. So if that person completes her university degree, if she is posted anywhere in the region, she should be willing to come and give back to the region. So me as a beneficiary personally, I ask myself, how can I give back? For some of you who know me, anytime you call about Basse, I'll come out in full force, because I am a former project manager of the Friends of Basse, like mentioned by Uncle Wee. So I got groomed by FOB, and now I see it fitting, beyond just sponsoring me, let me be part of that foundation as an executive board secretary member and support the foundation to achieve. But Joni, the elders and some of us that are here, if Maba is not there, if Dauda Nenegale is not there, we need other people to pick up the mantle and ensure the foundation continues. But that is only possible if we inculcate in the young ones like us that sometimes it's not about the finances you get, but what you can do for the community that made you what you are. Today we are all here talking about Uncle Musa. He is late. Some of our parents are also late. But we are talking about them because of the positive things they did. And everybody wants to be spoken about because of the positive things they did. So let's ensure we inculcate into the young ones the spirit of volunteering to give back to society. I'm glad to see the likes of Usainu Toure. And it will be surprising for you to know some of the members of the foundation left all the way from America and other parts of Europe just to come and support. They are not getting a dime in return. So you could imagine if we have people coming out from that part of the world to support, what are we the ones in Basse or the region waiting for? We can do better together. So let's keep the togetherness and see what we can do to continue giving back to society. Once again, I thank the foundation and be assured that people like me, anytime you need us, we are just a call away to continue giving back. Thank you.
What you do will live after you. Yes, you do the good thing, it will live after you. You will do the bad thing, it will also equally live after you. But I believe together we can make it happen. Together we can make it happen. With all the organizations, the Basse Initiative, Development Initiative, FOB, all of us were at one time executive members of the Friends of Basse, implemented a lot of the projects that they were supporting. No. They are out there. They want to do good things here. I think the onus lies on us who are here to support them achieve their objectives. We wish to thank all of them who have, in one way or the other, contributed towards all of our initiatives. Basse Development Initiative, Basse Kamen Kankiling, the Friends of Basse, and now the Musa Jallow Foundation. You know, I see this foundation as a unifying force. This is the force that would unify all these other platforms into one. That's the way I see this foundation. Because I believe presently all of them are promising to donate. FOB donated 10,000. Basse Development Initiative donated 10,000. I know that what Basse Kameng is also coming to support the foundation. So this is why I see this foundation as a unifying force, to unify all the natives of this region into one big force, and together we can make it happen. Thank you very much, Maba. We have our brother on the line, Michael Hamadiseka, teacher, educationist, you name it, author, you name it. Mr. Seka, the floor is yours.
I want to recognize the presence of Honorable Brother Hadrame CDB, Mr. Malang, Mr. Cham, Mr. Sanyang, and of course Bakari and Mutar, Uncle Guba, Brother Muhammad Sri, and then Brother Abu Sisi, and somebody missing who is very important too is Pa Sikwa Boyang, who was a close friend of Musa, and somebody very important too, Mr. Oz. If you see some time ago, I wept. Why did I cry? Because I grew up in that family. I knew a lot in that family. When I saw that niece giving out money and enumerating our Jallow, Hadi Jallow, Usman Jallow, I couldn't control my tears. Because I grew up in that compound, and I know a lot what happened in that compound. Salum has mentioned Mansa Musa, but there was also Duto Koto. There was a group that Musa organized. Yes. So Musa was not only an educationist, he was also a social mobilizer. which is very key. He was with the concept that it's not our consciousness that reflects our social being, but it's our social being that reflects our consciousness. That was the adage Brother Musa has. It is said that those who speak last run short of ideas or words about a subject, but that's different from Musa. A century ago, there's a poet called Cecil Rice the poet who wrote about Musa. 100 years back, somebody wrote about Musa Kunda Jallow, and the poem reads, "So be it creator of mine, whose skillful hands and thoughts divine did mold me into a frame without a brain, and gave me this fleeting flame. In this part of strife and hatred, buttressed by irony and fate, grant me to live, to love mankind through Musa's life." Musa's life was all to love mankind. And he goes further, and all these thoughtful prejudices rescind. May I learn to serve the poor. That was all about Musa, to serve the poor. May I live to serve the weak and the meek. Those children who were innocent, who could not add, who could not multiply, who could not spell. Musa was the one who stooped down and developed them. And remember, the finishing statement is, so that when death wins, I shall not miss the eternal pathway to bliss. And that's very day today. That's why Musa is being celebrated. He knew that he was going to die, so he prepared for his death. Musa Kunda Jallow was also a referee. And why did he become a referee? There was a very important match that was to be played at high level, and we had no referee. Musa took the whistle and blew the whistle and became the referee. You can see Nelson Mandela in Musa when he said, "We resonate with death. If the results of death are sweeter than life, we resonate with death." There was a match that all referees feared to play. And Usman can remember when Musa red-carded Padudu. Padudu said he was not going out. Usman threw away his clothes and sprang into the field and said, "Padudu, if you take my brother, today this will be the end." And what happened? Musa stuck to his guns. He said, "Padudu has to leave." And Padudu left the field. It was only Musa Kunda Jallow who dared to play those matches. And guess what? Musa also worked with the GTU CCU, which he was the one who contributed to have GTU CCU in URR here. He worked with Mr. Tamba and others. Abubakar Bramsen and others can bear witness to that. So you see, Musa was not only an educationist. If you try to confine him only to that, in his graveyard, he's going to say, "These people did not reciprocate what I have done for them." Look at the picture on the foundation and look at Musa's appearance. Musa was always neat, careful of his dress. Can Musa have that in the absence of Sister Mariama Jallow, the wife? So we must thank Mariama Jallow, the wife. They work together. Somebody who would entrust her entire love to somebody like Musa, a high-profile personality, need to be somebody very careful. And that's Sister Mariama Jallow, the wife. Remember the adage, behind the success of every man, now it's not to stand back, no, aside. But ladies and gentlemen, shortly before Musa died, he wrote a letter to Bakari. And the letter reads, "My dear son, as I breathe my last minute, the hour of departure has arrived. I to give, I to go, you to stay. But it's not me who matters. It's you and the people of Jallow Kunda and the entire Basay people. Dead or alive, my hopes remain unshakable. But Bakari, I shall never forgive you if you fail to rewrite the history of Basay. And this is the very first step towards rewriting the history of Basay. And the letter reads, Bakari, I shall never forgive you if you forget to tell your brothers and your family members all that I'm doing it for you, the people of Basay and the people of Africa. So that's why this day is very important. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we don't have much time. So based on that, I wish you happy celebration, and I pray to Allah that this association goes from strength to strength. The account number is on the foundation list. Please, all those who wish to pledge, whether in the public or hidden, do so. So that, because there is a very important point in building an academy, which is very key. Remember, education is a supreme human gift to a unique individual that helps him to become what he has in him to become. So education is not something that you have to impose on an individual. So when this academy is built with the affiliation of other organizations, surely we can always remember the foundation and the person it is named after, Brother Musa Kunda Jallow, a man of peace, a man of dedication, a man of foresight, a man of intelligence, and a gentleman of all seasons. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Before I start my speech, it's a very short one. I just want to elaborate on a few things that we, said about here, about Musa. And I think every other area that you touch, you cannot finish his story. When you come to loyalty, I can say he is number one. Because when Musa graduated as a qualified teacher, he was among the first three, the best three in class. I remember then their coordinator, Mr. Ndao. Remember Mr. Ndao? He was an education. Yes. So approached him and told him that particular schools in Banjul want him, to stay and teach in Banjul. He told Mr. No, take me back to Region 6. I want to go back to Basay. So that just shows how, concerned he was about this region. And the same situation came to even his son, Bakari. Bakari wanted to leave for the US, second year nursing. He took his time, he came to Banjul, invited me, and he told me, look, talk to this boy. He cannot go to America now. Let him complete his program. Then after. So, yes, Bakari agreed. He dropped everything. He completed his program. Then he told him, look, if they are posting you, tell them to post you in Basay. So he agreed. He was posted.
His friends and the Musa Jallow Foundation SSB board members, we appreciate your presence as we commemorate and honor the legacy of a man who went by many names. Some call Musa Jallow teacher or master, while others call him mentor, guardian, father figure, garden master, physical education teacher, and friend, just to name several. For my siblings and I, Musa was a cherished friend and father. He was a father who shared his love and affection with the residents of Pasig. He shared his modest earnings with strangers. I remember one time someone knocked at our door late at night. My father opened the door. This person needed some money for rice. The next day, my mother was like, what your father did was not safe late at night. But my dad was, I am safe as long as I help someone else. His generosity was praised by men. No matter where his teaching profession took him, his generosity was public. It was noticeable, you can see it. He instilled foundational knowledge and life skills for several generations. I must also express my gratitude to Musa Jallow's former students and the Basel native who initiated the Musa Jallow Foundation and extended an invitation to me, his son, to join this noble, admirable endeavor. I repeat, they extended an invitation to me. This was not something that I initiated. It was initiated, and then I was invited to join. Ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered here today to commemorate the legacy of an educational titan, a figure who towered above order. The legacy of someone who moved from one place to another, who had an unwavering crusade to lift people from poverty through education that transcends all boundaries. We are here to honor the legacy of a community organizer who was effective in bringing people together. We are here to honor the life of an avid sport fan who utilized sports to unite people of all ages. I'll tell you, this is a father whose heart was always with his people. The last parting words with my father when I was visiting the United States the first time in Dakar, he said, son, never forget where you came from. Master Jallou's over 3 decades of service to our country as a teacher and his commitment to changing life undoubtedly transformed many lives in Basel. You are the Gambia as a whole. His efforts culminated in the making of nurses, engineers, doctors, lawyers, teachers, community leaders and organizers, accountants, and ultimately the President of our Republic. We who are here now have the opportunity to carry on the work of an individual such as Musa Jallow. I don't see why we can't emulate Musa's example of changing the lives of others. Given that he was a man with limited resources who had to rely on subsistence farming to support his family. Musa's actions were motivated by his unrelenting dedication to his community, the people he served, and above all, his commitment to utilize education to mitigate, if not completely, eradicate poverty. Individual commitment to a group effort, that is what makes a team work, a company work, a society work, a civilization work. Of course, Musa Jallow did not accomplish all these great things attributed to him alone. He was able to do things he did with the support of people and by working with people. Some people Musa worked with or received support from are sitting right here with us today. Therefore, we must celebrate these giants as well. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. And none of us is as smart as all of us. Like Musa did, we have the ability to transform lives as a community when we band together. As a result, we, the Musa Jallow Foundation Executive Board members are urging everyone to support this youth crusade. The crusade to empower the futures of our beloved country through education. Every dollar seed and every effort matters. Henry Ford, the founder of the first U.S. car company, once said, "Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is a progress. Working together is a success." I want to remind everyone here, including myself, the people will only remember what you did for them.